The Stanley Cup playoffs are always really, really tricky to predict, especially this year. We have a lot of new faces. You got Utah in the mix. You got Buffalo finally making the cut. LA has dropped from the third in the Pacific, giving Edmonton a fight to losing 20 games in overtime and cracking a second wildcard position in Andre Kopitar's last season. One way or another, Stanley Cup playoffs are always the best time of the year. Awesome hockey. You get to game one of the matchups. People are firing off hits. The crowds are bumping. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to try to predict this and go through, and we'll see who I think the Stanley Cup winner is going to be. You got this first round here, Colorado and LA. You can see the analysts on here. I'm going to try not to use it too much for some of my predictions here. If you go through it here, this season points don't really mean anything. It's just kind of how much they accumulated over the whole season. Your goals per game, you're looking Colorado puts up a whole extra goal than LA. They actually had a negative plus-minus throughout the season. Colorado only allows 2.5 goals per game. Obviously, Wedgwood and Blackwood have been amazing this season. Not many people would have predicted that. Power play, as good as this team is, it's not too good. It's about as equal as LA, and they just do a little bit better in the penalty kill. Picking up Panarin at the deadline was an interesting move. They kind of jumped between sellers and buyers. They were just shipping off people and bringing in people. But Colorado was a full buyer. They brought in Watt and Kadri. Now that center depth is absolutely ridiculous. You're looking at McKinnon, Kadri, Brock Nelson's there too. I'm not going to overthink this one. Colorado's going to take... Fuck's sakes. Colorado's going to take this one, no problem. I will give it 4, maybe 5 games, but I don't think this is going to be a problem at all. This is going to be the most interesting series in the first round for sure. This format needs to go big time. You've got the 2 seed and the 3 seed playing against each other. Even Utah was ahead of Vegas, and they're not on home ice advantage, which is ridiculous. I think the 1 through 8 needs to come back big time. Dallas and Minnesota here, if you want to take a peek at their stat lines throughout the season. Dallas, obviously, you got a bunch of players. Jason Robertson on expiring, he's having a great year. Wyatt Johnston's breaking out. He's getting a lot of power play goals here. Minnesota, they brought in Quinn Hughes. They really went ham this season. They want to make a run. You've got a great offense against a great defense. And then you have Minnesota's good offense against Dallas's good defense. Minnesota won the season series, but that doesn't mean anything. Obviously, Ottawa beat Toronto in the season series last year. We know how that turned out. This is going to be a 7-game series no matter what. If this goes anything less than 7, the hockey world was snubbed, and I will be pissed. Am I confident Dallas is going to win? No. Am I confident Minnesota is going to win? Also, no. This one... For the sake of being fun, I'd like to see this Wild team make a run. Oh, man. No, it's got to be Minnesota. This one's such a toss-up. I'm taking the Minnesota Wild. They played them good all season long. I have faith in them. I think this is the year Minnesota can finally get it done. Vegas and Utah here, if you want to look at their statistics, there they are right there. 2 pretty even teams, I would say, as far as skill-wise. You got the older Vegas Golden Knights. A lot of players still have that cup experience from their run. Then you got Utah, whose first year in Utah. They make the playoffs. Great on them, honestly. I'm excited to see what they do. They're a fun young team. This one's also going to be close. Obviously, Vegas very upfront heavy. They got Eichel, Marner, Mark Stone if he can stay healthy. Ivan Barbashev looked good this season. Pavel Dorfia also looked really good. You still got Tomas Hertl on the wing. Them up front is very scary. They're a scary team, and the decor isn't too bad either. Now with Utah, it's pretty much the same situation. They got a couple stars up front that have broke out this year. Clayton Keller has looked great. Dylan Guenther still doing his thing. Obviously, they're doing this all without Luke Cooley playing the full season after his nasty lag injury. Do I trust Vegas' goalie and pick the upset? Their goaltending tandem has been holding them back all season long. I don't know if you know this. I'll throw a graphic up on screen. They actually trailed almost as long as the Vancouver Canucks in games, yet they managed to steal first in the Pacific in a pillow fight division, like McDavid has said. I want to... See, this is what I'm happy about in the NHL now. Last 2 seasons, we've got the same Final Four, and it was almost kind of a given, like, oh, McDavid's angry, he'll be back. Oh, the Canes just can't get past the conference final. Oh, the Panthers are here, Dallas is going to win it. Like, now, this year, it's tricky to predict because these two teams are pretty much even in points, goals for, goals against. Vegas's special teams is a little bit better, but the refs put the whistles away in the playoffs. I'm gonna go the Golden Knights. It's hard to go against number one in the division. Even though they only had 3 more points than Utah, it's hard to go against that front running of Eichel, Stone, and Marner, and then the depth behind them and the defense. But if they get bounced in round 1 and Utah takes it, I won't even be mad. McDavid finally can get his revenge from 2016-17, blowing a 3-goal lead in 3 minutes to the Anaheim Ducks. Here's the statistics of the two teams if you want to take a quick peek at them. Obviously, Draisaitl might return for these playoffs. Hopefully he does. A healthy Hyman, healthy Draisaitl will really change this series. That power play has just been lethal as well. The Ducks haven't been too great keeping the puck out of their net. Also, another team in these playoffs that have a negative plus-minus. Leo Carlsson started off really hot. Cutter Gauthier looks good. I like that move to bring him to Philly, even though Zegras has really revived himself over there. But Cutter, he still looks good. He just had 40 goals. Lucas Dostal also looks really good. I feel like he wasn't getting a whole lot of recognition until that Olympic break. Man, he was looking really good. During those Olympics, wow, he gave Canada a couple scares. He almost stole a couple games too, but he's looking really good. I do like this Ducks team. They're a little young, but it's so hard to bet against a healthy Edmonton team. I do like them moving on comfortably. I'll say in 6, maybe 7 if Draisaitl takes a couple games to come back, but I do like them moving on. We'll finish off the Western Conference before we jump over to the East. You're looking at Colorado, Minnesota. Minnesota's already going to be gassed. They're going to be banged up. Colorado's coming off a relatively mediocre series to them. Obviously, so good at putting the puck in the net. Minnesota's got the power play advantage by a lot, but Colorado's penalty kill is also much better. They're going to be exhausted after taking down a very hefty Dallas team who just made the conference finals back-to-back. Like I said, it sucks that one of these two teams has to get bounced. I think this should be a conference final matchup, obviously, if we're doing the 1-2 seeds and stuff like that, 1 through 8. But it's not. Colorado, they're going to move on to the conference final. Vegas and Edmonton, we've seen this also a number of times. I'm getting pretty sick of all the same matchups over and over again. Analytics between the two teams, if you want to take a quick peek at them. Both teams here, they do have problems keeping the puck out of their net. You know, their goalies haven't looked great. Edmonton's defense, aside from a couple bright spots from Bouchard, who's mainly just an offensive guy, his defense is stepped up a little bit this season, but like I said, it's not enough. 1 defender out of 6 isn't going to keep the puck out of the net 24/7. The Oilers said they were going to rock Connor Ingram for the rest of the year. Don't know if he can catch wind. If he can catch some heat like Stuart Skinner did, I can see them making a run, hopefully. It's just so hard to bet against McDavid. I think the Marner curse is going to leave it. He ain't getting to the conference final. I'm going to take Edmonton at 6. Conference final, Colorado, Edmonton. We've seen this in Colorado's cup-winning year. They matched up against the Oilers in the conference final and took them down with not very many problems. They swept them. Not too many close games either. You know, I think Colorado, up until this point, maybe getting through Minnesota was a bit of a problem. The Kings were nothing. Edmonton has had to go through the Ducks and Vegas, 2 teams pretty well in the same boat as them this season, like points-wise and productive-wise. You got McDavid against Makar and McKinnon on the other side. You got Draisaitl backing him up. If they're in the conference finals, obviously he's going to be back. Hopefully no injuries play into this. I would love to see a healthy Draisaitl and McDavid take on a healthy McKinnon-Makar. Colorado's just got such good depth, and they are so heavy up front, so heavy in the back. They can, wow, super pause on that. That goaltending tandem is absolutely ridiculous. You know, one of them goes down, you can no problem swoop through and grab one. The other goalies play him, he'll do the same thing. Edmonton, not so much. I don't want to be boring. I really don't want to be boring. The Avalanche are probably going to make it out. I really don't want to be boring because I want to pick Colorado. But getting back to the Stanley, it's either between the boring answer or the unlikely answer. Getting back to the Stanley Cup final 3 times in a row is so hard. So much hockey you have to play, so much overtime. That's not very much rest. Man. Yeah, fuck it, let's do it. I think the Oilers are going to win the Western Conference Final again and go to the Stanley Cup Final. Let's jump over to the Metro. Round 1, the Battle of Pennsylvania. Trevor Zegras, welcome to the playoffs. You get to play your state rivals. This is going to be awesome to watch. Thank you, hockey gods. Here's the statistics if you want to take a quick peek at them there. Kyle Dubas has done an excellent job bringing in pieces. Igor has looked amazing in a Pens uniform. Obviously, Sidney Crosby's still kicking around. He's been battling injuries, but he's looked good when he's back. Evgeny Malkin, he's couple stupid slashes to the head, but other than that, he's looked solid. I believe Seelovs is their still starter because they have Skinner backing him up. I do like him as a goalie. He's looked great this year. Erik Karlsson is playing like Ottawa Senators Karlsson. He's looked really good. Ben Kindle, one of the best rookies in the league. Against a Philadelphia team, a young Philadelphia team, who Dan Vladar really turned it on at the end of the year. He has stole a couple games. Trevor Zegras leading the house. Mitch Koff is still there. Porter Martone has looked great. I want to see if they'll use him for the playoffs. I don't know if they will. But through 8 games, he had 8 points, 2 multi-point games. He looks really good. Do I think either of these teams are a threat? Probably not. I think the winner of this is probably going to get knocked out in the next round. If either of them were playing any other team in this bracket, maybe other than LA, I would, or even Ottawa, but I would probably take anybody else out of these 16 teams other than these 2 to beat them. I'm going to go Pittsburgh just for the sake. I want this to go 7 because this is just going to be a bloodbath. The whole time is just going to be hitting, fighting, shooting chirps. I'm hoping for it, but I think Pittsburgh's going to take it. Ottawa, Carolina. Here are the statistics if you want to take a peek at them between the 2 teams. I've seen a lot of people on social media picking the Senators. A lot. The Carolina Hurricanes have gone so under the radar this season that people are picking this wildcard 2 Ottawa team to beat them. Yes, they've looked hot. Yes, Brady Tkachuk was out for a lot of the season. Yes, they were ice cold at the start of the year. They've turned it on. They snuck in that wildcard. They beat out a bunch of good teams like Columbus, the Islanders, Detroit, just to name a few. I do like this team. For either of these 2, it kind of sucks that they drew each other in the first round. Ottawa, I think, would have had a good chance against like a Buffalo team. They've got the grit, they've got the size, they've got the scoring. The Hurricanes, they've just been so consistent for so long. Constant conference final exits. Don't overthink this one. The Hurricanes are not going down. The Hurricanes are going to take this. I'm going to give it 6 because I think Ottawa can put up a good fight, but they're not winning this series. Here's another good one here. Tampa Bay and Montreal. You want to take a peek at the season statistics? There they are for you. If you would have told me the start of the season Montreal would have had a 50-goal scorer and a 100-point player and arguably one of the best defensemen in the league, you're crazy. Suzuki, Caulfield have just connected so well. I'm excited to see what they do in the next coming years. Hopefully that wasn't Caulfield's ceiling. I don't think he'll go for 60, but you can always hope that he gets a little bit better. Suzuki, the IQ is just absolutely outerworldly. He has been amazing. Slavkovsky looks good. Demidov in his rookie campaign, almost a point per game player. Not too bad either. Then you got Tampa, obviously Kucherov leading the charge there. You got Brandon Hagel, who's really broke out. Braden Point, little sluggish this season. I didn't love the pick on Team Canada before everything else was announced. Kind of seems like when he hit that, he just kind of hit a wall. But you look at the D-core, Victor Hedman's been out, but man, JJ Mosier and Darren Radish absolutely broke out this season. 2 absolute studs on the blue line for them. Hedman is back, so they've got a healthy Victor Hedman. Their captain is back. This is going to be a fucking good series. If Montreal stole home advantage, I think they would have taken this series in probably 6. But now that Tampa has it, I think this is going to go 7. If they can manage to steal one on the road in Tampa, they go back to Montreal. I like their chances of going back to back. But that's a huge what if. It's a young Montreal team. They're up and coming. They got a little bit of playoff experience. They got bodied by the Caps last year. Wasn't too bad. The series was relatively close. Tampa, Florida has been handing them belt to ass for the last couple years, and they're gone. This one's also close. Tampa does have Corey Perry, so there's a good chance that Edmonton plays them in the Cup final and wins. But oh man, this is good. The East is so wide open. They are so wide open. This is insane. I think I have to go with the experienced blue line in Tampa Bay. Montreal draws Buffalo in the first round, they win that series. Montreal draws Boston, they win that series. I think this is the only series that they don't have the grit to beat Tampa. This team is gritty, this team is dirty, they will do whatever it takes to win, and I think they win the coaching matchup behind the bench as well. Buffalo, Boston, you know what? Shout out Buffalo. Can we just take a moment? This team ends their playoff drought and wins the Atlantic Division. If you want to take a peek at the statistics between the two, they're there on the screen. Buffalo, they've had some good pieces. They've had some really good pieces break out this season. Josh Doan, a notable one. He looks amazing. They shipped off JJ Peterka, which I thought they were going to continue to sell. Tage Thompson's still doing his thing. He's just letting those one-timers go. And then you got Josh Norris, who they picked up from Ottawa. I like the move for both teams, but where this team really makes their magic work is that blue line. Picked up Logan Stanley from the Jets. It sucks to see him go as a Jets fan, but it's nice to see that he gets to play for a contender. I don't think we're going to reach that contending mark for a while. I do like Rasmus Dahlin as a captain. He has been amazing, actually. He's been nothing short of amazing for this team. Alex Lyon has looked good as a number one goalie. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen backing him up is also looking very good. All these matchups in the first round are so close. This Boston team is not someone to underestimate. This is a Bruins team who everyone kind of predicted to end the season, again, how they did last year, very poorly. Pasternak still doing his thing. Morgan Geekie for the longest time was tied in the league for goals. He was firing on all cylinders. Charlie McAvoy has gone through it this year, and he's still playing. He's an absolute dog. Fraser Minton, he's looked good, and they potentially get that pick back. Toronto is in 5th right now, so if nobody else jumps, they will take their pick back. But if one team jumps, Boston gets the 6th overall pick. I do like this team. Boston's got the better power play. Buffalo's got a little bit of a better penalty kill. They're decent at keeping the puck out of their net. For the sake of playoff hockey, give me Buffalo, and we need a Tampa-Buffalo second round series. I'm trying not to take everyone in 6. 6 is like the cope out. It's it could be 5, it could be 7, it could be 4. I don't even know. I'm just going to go 6. I'm trying not to do it, but these matchups are so tight. I think that Pittsburgh-Philly one's going to go 6. This one, Ottawa steals a game or 2. This will be 7 for sure, and Boston could steal a couple games too. Man, I would love a second round Buffalo-Tampa matchup. Watching that 8-7 game, penalty minutes were insane. They're fighting, throwing hits. That was a regular season hockey game. And now we get a 7-game matchup of this. Oh, baby. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good series. Oh, man. I don't know. Buffalo has no playoff experience. Tampa is very experienced. A lot of this core wasn't there for their cup runs, but a lot of it was. Kucherov, Hedman, Vasilevsky as well. He could steal a lot of games. I like Vasi as a better goalie. I like their blue line a little bit better. They're stronger up front. There's no reason not to pick Tampa. I think when Buffalo gets a little bit more experience, this could absolutely change. Next season, if they match up, Buffalo will take it if they get to the second round. I think this is going to be a case of the older dog showing the young team what's up. I think Tampa is going to take this one. I want 7. I'm going to say 7, but it'll probably be 6. Carolina, Pittsburgh. Yeah. There's not really a whole lot to say. Again, this Carolina team has gone so under the radar. You look at this, they had 113 points this season. They were only 6 back of Colorado, and they didn't even have a point per game player. You know, if Aho played all 82, he wouldn't even have cracked it. Neither would Crosby, but at the same time, this just means there's balanced scoring. They're winning this much games. They have 15 points on the Penguins. Look at their goals per game, too. It's about the same. They keep it out very well. Their power play is great, and their penalty kill is also not bad. This team is built so well. They're so well-rounded. Rod Brind'Amour is an absolute dog. As much as you can throw at Sidney Crosby, this team is so good. I can't believe they gone under the radar all season. I've seen zero news about the Hurricanes. Where Carolina is going to take this one. I think this is their chance to get out of the West or the Eastern Conference Final here. Tampa and Carolina is going to be a wicked conference final matchup. This Final Four, there's 2 teams that are the same, 2 teams different. The parity it's there though. You know, Buffalo could make some noise. Utah could definitely make some noise. Montreal's here. They could make some noise. If they can get through Tampa, I could see them going to the conference final. You know, the Penguins are back. I don't think either of those 2 M2, M3 teams are going to get through Carolina. If Ottawa can manage to somehow steal that series away, then yes, one of those 2 teams definitely could. This is the 2 that I think will be in the conference final, make it out of their divisions. You know, it's hard to bet against this Tampa team. It's also hard to bet against this Canes team. I'm very high on them this season. I don't think they've gotten anywhere near enough praise. 2 teams led by vets. They've got the experience. They've gone here count number of times, you know. The Canes, back-to-back conference final exits. Tampa Bay Lightning, back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, and then lost in the Stanley Cup final that coming year. You know, the Florida team has made the Cup final ever since Tampa won that first Cup. I think it's going to continue. We are going to have a 7th straight season of a Florida team in the conference final. I think it's going to be Tampa versus Edmonton. This is the final I think is going to happen here. I think it's going to be Oilers Lightning. I think this is the year McDavid finally gets it done. Connor McDavid will win the Stanley Cup in 2026. 25. I've agreed to all these rules. Submit the bracket. And there we are. This is my final bracket. Final bracket here, Oilers over the Lightning to win the Stanley Cup. 25 goals scored in the tiebreaker. The basketball NBA playoffs are right around the corner. I already made a play-in prediction on that. So if you want to go check that out, there will be a link in the description. And once their bracket is fully set, playoffs kick off for both sports. And actually on Saturday, I believe it starts. The Raptors game is on at 2. You know, damn well I'll be tuned into that. And then I think the first game is Kane Senators at 4. But there we are. Let me know what you would change down below in the comments. And once the NBA playoffs bracket is set, we will go through that. And I will let you know what I think my predictions are for there.